Women's football history is long and complex. Just like the men, women have played for centuries, even Shakespeare wrote about it. By the 1800s, women were taken to the pitch. In 1881, the first recorded women's match was played in Edinburgh with a crowd of 2,000 people. When war swept across Europe, women stepped into factories and onto football fields. They became national heroes, touring around the country to raise funds for the wounded soldiers. But in 1921, the Football Association banned women from using the league grounds, calling the sport unsuitable for females. For nearly 50 years, their game was pushed to public parks. Despite the ban, women fought back. Women's Football Association was formed in 1969 and in 1971, then the FA finally lifted the ban. A year later, England women played their first international. Half a century on, the world watched the Lionesses roar. From the birth of Women's Super League to historic Euros 2022 triumph at Wembley, the journey of women's football stands as a story of courage, determination and victory.
I have 3 older brothers, so they basically forced me to play football. I started when I was 7.
I got into playing football just by watching football and going to school, and they offered if anyone wanted to play, and I had to play in a boys' team when I was younger. I think comparing the men's game to the women's game, I think it's quite harmful because the men's game's been going for a lot longer. It's had a lot more money pushed into it, so it's advanced more than the women's game, so I think it's unfair to compare it.
I think it can be harmful. Yes, we do play the same sport, but I think the game's very, very different level. How to promote it is obviously just shout about it, post it as much as possible, talk about it, shout about it. It is good to compare, but obviously it can be harmful in the sense of the levels that we're at.
The gap in the pay between the men's and the women's, I think, is quite harsh. I think at the top levels, I think there should be a pay increase. I think at international level as well, the pay should increase more.
Yeah, it has obviously, of course, negatively impacted us as a club. Funding wise, we get it from FA Cup. Our owner's amazing, he helps, of course, pay for facilities, our equipment, our kit. Obviously coaches and managers are amazing as well, they obviously pay for stuff as well. And that's how we get, the funding. But yeah, of course, it does detriment us because, sometimes we get second-hand kit, the goals sometimes have holes in, so you can't really, it's just not, it's like second-hand equipment. But to be honest with you, I think compared to some teams I played with, we're fine. We're in a much better position than a lot of teams. I do count myself lucky.
I think we have quite good resources, but I think the main resource would probably be on the medical side, better funding towards anything injury-wise and stuff like that. Yeah, the women's game gives me much more hope for the future. I've seen a lot of young girls' teams now starting up.
The coverage and the interest is just flying, in schools as well, from a very low level. When I started, it wasn't around at all. So yeah, it's looking great, really, really positive, for at the minute as well, and years to come.